Hey then, how are you today? My name is Carla. I'm an adult doll collector and you are in my hangout. And today we are going to revisit, well, this 2015 Barbie Dreamhouse. Now we've pretty much finished the kitchen and we only have the one thing to do in the entry room, and that is to make one of these tables and to make a couple of outside lights. And I did add some stained glass window effect for the front door. But the entry is really pretty simple. And so I hope you have fun following the tutorial for how to make this table. Now, this table is heavily inspired by a table that my grandmother had in her house when I was growing up. She had a lot of mahogany furniture, and this looks, I tried to create something that she had. So if you've followed any of my other videos, you've seen that I have made other mahogany type furniture, and it is all based off of what I grew up with in her home. So it's kind of have a special place in my heart. So anyway, with all that being said though, please have fun, and I hope that the tutorial is fairly clear, and I guess we'll see you on the other side. Okay, so before we get started, I have a table and a base, and this came from the Harry Potter, the tables from the Harry Potter potions capsules. And, since I had a few of them, I don't want them to go to waste. So I thought this would be handy for a later project. This is the later project. So I've already sanded the top and bottoms. And then I cut down a post, which is like this. And let's see, how wide is it? It's maybe about 1/2 centimeter wide. And I cut it down to 6.5 centimeters. And if you're working in inches, it's 2.5 inches. I then cut a whole bunch of paper. A lot of it fairly narrow, about 1/2 centimeter. And then I also made some that are 1 centimeter, quite a few actually. And then I made a few that are different kinds of pointed, where they kind of come to where they kind of narrow out. And I've just I just took one sheet of paper like this, and I just cut it all up into different widths for this. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to need yet, because guess what, folks? We're winging it. Yep, we are winging it. Now, you'll probably want something to sand with. You'll want something to mark your measurements with. Something to measure your measurements with. I'm using some Elmer's glue, and I'm using some Gorilla Glue. I think that's about it for now. So, let's get started. This is future me, like after I've made everything else. Letting you know that if you do take the time to like a video really helps the algorithm. And so if you like what I'm making and you want to see more of it, just go ahead and hit that like, right? It's in here somewhere, I think, right? It's a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that. It helps me out a lot. Okay, now on with the video. First thing I want to do is make a base around here, so it will fit snugly in here. So I'm going to take one of my widest pieces, which will be about 1 centimeter wide, and I'm kind of running it through my fingers a little bit, so it will want to, curve like so. And I'm going to spread the glue using a toothpick. I'll see how that works. So I'm starting with my Elmer's glue. So I'm going to put that over here, my glue over here. need to fill out the top. And the top will probably take, I think, about 6 papers. So I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of my, apparently I did cut off more paper than I needed, but I can always use that for another project. Once it's dry, I'm going to kind of sand it down a little bit to curve the edges and smooth out the lines. Just kind of gently sand it down. Mine's sanded down. I try to be a little careful. Now I'm going to get my wood glue out, and I'm going to apply that to bottom here. I don't need so much, but and then kind of dab it around the side here. Not all the way down, but a bit. And I'm going to place this in here. And then I'm going to add more wood glue to this part. And I'm going to put this part so it's dry. Now, before I go too far, I have this. This is some nail art. And I'm going to grab one of these patterns. Since it's going to be painted, it doesn't matter if the pattern's all the same color. So I think I'm going to go with this one because I have the most of that. Now I'm going to paint it. And I'm going to paint it in my, I combined burnt umber with black, with black paint. I use equal parts. And so this is actually my own special blend. So I'm going to paint this in this color. It ends up looking like a very dark mahogany, which I have a soft spot for. So anyway, let's get painting. want to make a couple lights for the front of this house. And again, I'm going to use actually probably an entire string of fairy lights. And this was one of the glasses from the Miniverse, the happy hour. And then this was also one of the glasses from the happy hour, but I cut off the stem and I used the bottom of the stem, and then I trimmed it down some more. Then we have a couple jewelry findings. So we have one of these, then a little spacer, have another little kind of spacer, and then a tiny little ball. And this is going to be really quick, like really easy peasy. Let's get started. Kind of work a little bit more on the porch here, and so I cut one of these, and of course painted it white, and I want this to go right up in here, so let me glue that up there. Going up that this kind of where you can see the underside of things. I don't like that as much. And now for this one, I cut out another one of these, but made it longer, and then I cut a slit, and we made this light in another video, and I want to have this hanging up over here, so I'm going to glue this into place as well. I also have one of these address things that I want to put on the front here. I'm just going to put it right up over the mailbox. There we go. And this is where the front light is going to go, so ignore that right now. And our table is ready. So we can put that in here. have the two porch lights on, and I have it over here, and this is what they look like on. All right, making progress. And here's this one too. There. All right, well, that brings me to the end of our video, and I do appreciate you joining me while we got to build an accent pedestal table and a couple outdoor lights for the dollhouse. I think it's coming along. Our next room, we're going to be moving upstairs and starting on, well, one of the rooms upstairs. I don't know which one it's going to be yet, so I'll be almost as surprised as you will be. Yeah, it's like that. So, anyway, but yeah, the mahogany furniture project is a near and dear thing to my heart because, as I said before, it reminds me of my grandma. So, and you can put things on, do the quilling any way you want. This is another table that I had done, and as you can see, it's done a little bit different, and I added some little a little bit of a piece of a necklace around the bottom, and different fingernail art to the outside. So you can do you can do whatever you feel like. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you feel like. It's your creation. But yeah, I really had fun with this. So now if you like this video, please hit like. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? My subscribers are the best people in the whole wide world, and I provide a subscribe button. It's red, it says subscribe, and it's down here, and all you have to do is boop, and then you're a subscriber, and I love my subscribers. And if you're not on your cell phone, if you're watching this on the TV, I think it's somewhere like down the bottom. I think it's fairly 1, 2, 3. It's either boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. It's one of those boops anyway. So just once again, give that a boop, and then you're a subscriber. Please comment down below. Let me know what you thought of things. If you take the time to comment, I will take the time to answer. I love hearing from you guys. It really makes my day. It just makes me so happy. So please make an old lady happy and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of things. Sharing is caring. By all means, again, also share this video. And, on that note, I think I'm going to let you go. And I don't know what it's like for you right now. Today, it's a hot day in Maine. So, I think it's like 90. And for us, that's horribly hot, okay? I can't help it. And no matter what time of day it is for you, whether it's morning, noon, or night, I do hope it's fantastic because, yes, you guessed it, you deserve fantastic things. And I'm out of here, so goodbye.